Welcome everyone on back to Total War Warhammer 3 in part 2 of our Tamurkhan Immortal Empires campaign. In today's episode we have ourselves a ambush against some of the Dolgans, I guess the Dolgan's chieftain even, and as many of the boys as they could pack on into this army, they were not smart enough to stop themselves from being ambushed by the hordes of the Urfather, which is quite surprising as we like to tend to be quite loud. Nurgle is known for being quite jovial and happy, just all over the place, and they count quite a bit too, so they're not very quiet. You getting caught by us is pretty unfortunate. I knock things over on my desk. Let's go ahead and get everyone reset up so they're not just in a bit of a cinematic mode. We've got all of the lads set up kind of in one side, that way we can smash on in. We don't have a lot of health remaining on lots of our demonic units, so we're going to want to keep Isaac and Tamurkhan nearby while bullying Karen there. As soon as he's gone, that leadership hit to the Norskins. It should see most of them running for the hills. We're going to try to ignore these Marauder Horsemen until they get a little bit closer, as they are faster than just about everything we have in the field right now, and don't have a lot of true counters for them until they actually get in too close. So let's get this battle a-going. Tamurkhan Isaac, he charged right on in after Karen, the unfortunately named. We'll let everyone else come to us. Any of you units that you want to try to escape, I am absolutely here for it. Like great weapons, you go ahead and charge in. Rot Knights, you head around the back. Let's go ahead and give Tamurkhan a little bit of help. I like fleshy abundance for himself. Keep our Chaos Chariots here moving. Smash back into these Marauders on this side. We'll drop melee defense on everyone in the area. Let's have those Hulks smash on it as well. We'll blob up with this squad. Have the Rot Knights give chase, because they're just going to run for the hills either to hear these horsemen. We'll let the Rot Knights chase them a bit, and if they take too much damage without having them pull away, we'll save our heals. Have these Chaos Chariots keep on moving. Rot Knights get caught up by several units of spears at once, so let's pull them on away. Have the Toads come up to help. Toads and Beast. Chariots try to charge through. Those javelins are going to have a really hard time getting through their armor. Let's get Isaac to come on out. Rot Knights are quite a bit better, just kind of sticking in and fighting in the melee for a while, since they've got pretty high melee defense. We'll drop the heals on our Beast, which is taking a little bit too much damage. Chariots as well, they are doing a really good job of keeping their spearmen with their skirmish cab and using them as a blob. Skirmish cab get hit. We'll just retreat them back into their spearmen, which is a very clever strategy. And they get lots of javelins chucked to Tamurkhan now, so we definitely need our Rot Knights to come on through and start catching the individual horsemen. Let's try to have them chased in different directions. The spears were still fighting. Not for long. In fact, we'll have these great weapons come on in and go through, chase these spearmen off, and we'll have our Lord try to catch these Marauders. Gotta have something to do. There's no way the Beast is going to catch the Javelin lads, so we're just going to have it pull off. They're really dedicated to killing our chariots here. Isaac, you come on back. You're bogged down too. Interesting. So they're basically going to charge them together now that they are away from the rest of our allies, which is a bold strategy. Our chariots are not having a good time here.
Visit destruction.
Alright, Rot Knights, turn after this group, that way we can then circle back around and actually help out the chariots that are really needing it. No more buffs for Tamurkhan, but you're free, so let's charge on in. Plague Ogres took quite a bit of damage here, just being great big targets. Try to use their mass to pull away from the fighting and let the Nurglings and Plague Bearers fill in the gaps. Just give you a bit more tankiness. The enemy lord just keeps retreating from them, so we're not going to really be able to catch. Unless we've got other troops nearby, so he's just going to keep running away, keeping us bogged down in these spears. Let's go for the heals on our chariots so we don't lose any of them. Rot Knights, you keep catching. They are really dedicated that these chariots are not leaving. Isaac, let's go ahead and weaken these spears first. We'll have all of the Toads come together. We'll run over these Marauder Spearmen. want the ogres not getting overextended and going after lads with any kind of missile attacks. Bad idea for them. Thank goodness the chariots have such high defense. I guess not defense, but just the armor was seeing them through that one. The toads will crash in and get rid of our Norscan pikes. Glorious victory. There were still quite a few of them to chew through. We will slow down who we can here, that way we can reel in as many captives to pack them into the tumor sacks. I'll catch you all in a moment. We pull off a decisive win for Nurgle, only losing 41 of our own, so we can get some good replenishment in. We go for the incubation this time, I believe, though. For a few more infections.
What foul concoctions can we try here?
Chromatic Tome. How lovely if we had any spellcasters. Currently don't, so no Chromatic Tome for us. Then Eclixus has a Scarecrow banner, which will actually work out quite well against, I guess, the likes of Chaos. We need to move through very quickly before Kolek comes back, but we have lots of extra battles to get to here, so 2 more fealty till he reaches the line, and we can actually start getting some proper Rot Knights. Something is in the water here in the plains of Zanbai-Jin. An uncommonly bloated plague toad is drawn helplessly to the befoulment of a nearby sewer, but cannot squeeze itself through the entry grate. With a final terrible lunge, it wrenches itself across, tearing its vast belly open in the process. The countless black maggots within surge into the local water supply. Yeah, that's not just 5 Nurgle corruption, I'm sure that's apocalyptic. The countless black maggots surge into the local water supply.
Tamurkhan,
For some reason I don't think boiling the water is going to help you when it jumps out to get you.
master of house.
For Big Tamurkhan. We're up to 8 skill points. When we get closer to 10, I'll start saving as much as that makes me sad. We'll grab a Deadly Blade for the big boy here. Make sure that axe bites properly. And then we'll get hard to hit for Kaizek. Then circling round to probably also work on his melee attack. We want to make sure every blow counts.
Matters not.
Then for Iglixis, our champion.
No man can kill me. It was promised.
No man can kill me, it was promised. Oh, because Elspeth kills him. With the amulet. Frontal champion. Would be good to snag, but I think we just want to start working on his blue line, so let's go for the corruption. Make sure Nurgle's love is spreading.
Warlord and conqueror.
No more units right now, which is really, really not good. We definitely need to start building up more infections by beating them out of Karen. It is unfortunate that Karen managed to survive with so many of his horsemen. These things are a menace.
Son of the sickly winds.
Got no ROR guys just yet. And maybe we shouldn't have gone for the cheeky early plagues. Felt like I was being quite clever about it. Turns out it was a trap all along. You do need the cycle buildings for the troopers, otherwise you just don't get any. So a couple more battles will get us up to the aligned tier, so I think we're going to move in, try to smack down on Talos. And if we think that the battle's not going to go our way, we can pretty easily turn and retreat. So the AI, or the battle mechanics, if there's just one army there and you beat it before the reinforcements show up, you can choose to wait it out or fight the battle. So we're going to move on in and do some damage here to Talos. We've got a lot of gold and we need something to spend it on.
Crush them.
Oh, hang on, you stay here.
Spread like
We want Glixis to come with. He's up into max magic, so he's got all the melee defense and not physical resistance anymore, it's just extra movement range, which works for me. Swing in his backup. He's on a horse now, so he should actually be able to make it into combat from reinforcements that much faster. Before, he just is sadly in the back, not able to do anything. Oh, okay, so Talos retreats. We've got no choice, Karen. We're throwing hands again. Oh, we can auto-resolve you, though. I think we will do so. Auto-resolve actually worked out pretty well in our favor this time. Golden Sword, of course, going to the Rot Knights. We'll take this win. I am going to sack the settlement.
spoils to them, the pox.
Exactly.
Maggot Lord.
And we are going to claim it with a Glixis.
Lord of Nurgle.
Talos should just charge right back in. We're going to loot and occupy for a few more of those infections. Or we can just reach Talos. Well, that's even better. This gets us up to the proper devotion. He's up to aligned after we take down the lone warrior there. That did stench for Big Papa, dropping leadership by an additional 8. Pretty much no one's going to be willing to stand and fight. Tamurkhan, the uncontested. Ooh, hang on now, we've got faster and harder, which sounds more like a Slaneshi trait. Charge bonus for all units, speed for all units. Hilariously, this is going to be pretty effective for making our Nurgle guys that much fast. Like 10% speed is no joke. He's up to 90. He's actually going to be able to keep pace with your normal skirmish cavalry and even kind of war beasts, which is cool. Weapon strength for cavalry and chariots up to 12%. More balance. Cavalry and chariots, melee defense and attack. Better training for recruitment cost and recruit rank. And then terrific riders causes terror for cavalry and chariot units. Then he himself will start causing terror. It's pretty glorious. Oh, even throwing axe centaurs, huh? Oh, I think that sounds great. We're gonna come on in then. He's also got ultimate riders, which is not called ultimate riders as the passive ability, but fouled charge removes. As a passive, he just removes charge defense versus large. Okay then. Doesn't remove their bonus versus large, but then they're not going to be able to negate any of his bonus charge, which is terrifying. So up to 101 for him.
Favored warrior.
The Galixis. We'll keep working on your corruptive capabilities.
I shall use it well.
That is crazy. So what are our normal warriors up to? 31 speed. These guys are supposed to be about the same speed as Dawi. 42 for our pesting course. They can move at quite a clip. 37 on our Nurglings. 30 for your Plague Bearers. So they're still quite slow. 83 on our Rot Knights. And we basically stuck rockets in the back of our toes. They move in at 72. Glorious. Welcome to Doom, Talos. A lot of resolve you as well. Or you don't fall all the way. That's probably even more dominance. He retreats. Oh no, he's gone. Never mind. We aren't so lucky. Kaizek is now aligned, though, so Kaizek's mastery of cavalry allows his lord's armies to move with an almost malign swiftness, or a malignant swiftness. Which gives us 10% more movement range. And then now you are the champion of Zanbaijin, so the first one gives us, oh, because we just missed the trait, gave us 5% ward save, and now we've got it upgraded to 10%. So the maxed out favorite of Nurgle is All Hail Tamurkhan. 15% ward save. And Dimisium for Tamurkhan's army. Which was that bombardment of Nurglings. So pestilential and unstable Nurglings flow from Grandfather's realm, blasting and cavorting amongst the foe. A rain of explosive Nurglings. And you get 2 of them. That sounds great. We've also got Bringer of Desolation. Wait, what? Why do we have this? So we already get we're gonna keep saying this wrong, just the Reign of Nurglings, and we've got 15% ward save? Something seems funky here. This is just telling us that's where we're headed next. One of your chieftains has increased their level of fealty, increasing your own strength and favor. We've got new chieftains available, and Kaizek has gone up to just aligned. Which we know, 3,000 favor and 4 more dominance. So do we have that much more ward save now? Yeah, he's up to the Bringer of Desolation. How? Increased fealty of Tamurkhan's chieftains. Well, I mean, we figured we increased his fealty one time, but I'll take it. We're not going to complain. Confused, but we're definitely not going to complain. Scarecrow banner for the other lad. Let's give this to Tamurkhan for now, as our other lord is not really needing of any goodies. You should already cause terror. Oh, but you don't. I think we'll give you the ability to cause terror, and we'll have Kaizek be the extra speedy boy. Plague Ship Captain for more movement range. We'll keep that on Tamurkhan for now, because not sure if that putting it on Isaac will just increase how far Isaac can move, or the entire army. We are so close to the infections we need. We'll go ahead and repair the building up at the Dragon's Death, and then let's go for a infection building there. We're generating them slowly. We could then put in one of the military buildings here at the Gallows Tree. I mean, the Gallows Tree landmark is great, but Tamurkhan himself isn't so much about the plagues. They are more of an ancillary weapon he's using. As for our chieftains, though, can we select a new one to unlock? Oh, we can. So we've got, of course, let's see, we've got Kargan the Crazed. There's no end to the vile horrors that madness could drive one so foul to enact. He is about exalted or aspiring champions, not exalted champions. Hell Cannons, which are fantastic, and Dragon Ogre Shaggoths. Does he get any cool abilities to boost them up further? I bet he might in his own skill tree. We've got Perfect Vigor for all units in Kargan the Crazed Current's army, or completely refills campaign movement range. How glorious. There's also good old Zak Vimdirach. What a name. Good old one-eyed lizard cyclops with a combination of warthog, and they're just an amalgamation of horror. Increasing the fealty. Oh, so you increase the fealty in different ways. So you increase his fealty by raising settlements, defeating Empire, Bretonia, Cathay, or Kislev in battles, which actually we probably don't want to go with Kargan for now, because we don't have any. We're just going to burn stuff to the ground, but there's not a lot of Empire, Bretonia, Cathay, or Kislev nearby. His talisman is the Virulent Boon, which is the Aura of Madness. As soon as enemies drop below 50% of their leadership, they just start taking damage. That sounds glorious, and then witness me. 40% ward save. Looks like for any ally in range, or maybe it's just for himself. When he drops below 50% health, he gets that huge, chunky extra damage resistance. He's got extra movement range after raising a settlement for the accompanying lord, and then more income from raising settlements. Is pretty cool. For our Fimir, we get the Fimir Warriors with the 2 clubs, great weapon variant, and then your Chaos Frost Dragon, which is the used to be Chaos Worm, now has been renamed. I think restatted a little bit. He is probably my least favorite out of the 3. Campaign movement range minus 100 for enemy armies starting in their turn as the same province, so no one's getting away from Fimir Drak. Then we've also got Dance of Despair, so you get yourself a Cataclysm spell. That's pretty dang good. For the next Norscan chieftain, we've got Mournhowl. Revenge is best served at the tip of a bloodied claw, and at the point of sharp, gnashing teeth. Before we do that, because there's all these different. We've got his trait is extra income from sacking, and then more Winds of Magic for his own army. You've got the Sigil of Madness, so Winds of Magic cost reduction for those overcast spells, which is pretty good, as well as causing fear and terror. Oh, that's just telling us what it is. I see, so we get to research technologies, defeating High Elves, Dark Elves, or Wood Elves. For Mournhowl, he is going to provide stalk during ambushes for all units in his army, extra ambush success chance, and then extra ambush defense chance. His talisman is the Unkind Taint. Gives him extra frostbite attacks, or enables frostbite attacks for all non-Nurgle chieftain units in Mournhowl's army. Anything that's not Nurgle related, so he's all really going to be based on buffing up just those units brought in from these chieftains here. We've also got Death Frenzy. So you've got yourself a use of a Skaven. Some Skaven lore, which is cool. Increasing the fealty of Mournhowl is going to give us the, just by raiding, by defeating Lizardmen, Ogres, Beastmen, or Chaos Dwarves, just by defeating pretty much anything. He's probably the easiest for us to actually level on up. We get Skin Wolves through him, normal Feral Mammoths, which are going to rampage, so aren't probably going to be something we want too much of. And we've got the proper War Mammoths, which do not rampage, and have lads on the back chucking javelins at people. His chieftain's abilities are going to be to enable Stalking Stance, so he turns... He's like a Skaven in wolf form. It enables the stalking stance for all armies, which only costs 1. Alright, sure. Next up we have this very sleepy looking beastman. Gruckmer Threehorn. His trait is extra income from raiding faction-wide. Raiding stance is also going to cause a Nurgle corruption, so he's kind of like a Nurgly Morgar. We've got the Reeking Talisman. All units in the army are going to have a little bit more spell resistance, and then Savage Dominion, which is always good. Summoning the one-eyed rock chuckers is always a good time. He gets the Syndigors with throwing axes, Cygors, and then Gorgons. Honestly, a pretty good pickup here. Increase his fealty by purchasing chieftain units, feeding vampire counts, vampire coast, or tomb kings. Interesting. What makes you despise the vampires so much? We'll read his flavor text if we go ahead and choose to recruit him. Then lastly, who I'm likely going to choose to pick up here is Ezar Doombolt, because Dabizar. We get good old shotguns, laser rifles, and of course the Dreadquake mortar. The ender of campaigns itself. The most vicious cruelties are often inspired by the darkest of ambitions. His trait is more income from looting settlements, more recruit rank for all of our chieftain units, and then his talisman is the Cursed Yeti Jawbone. So 20% explosive missile damage for himself, and then 15% more missile strength for everyone in this army. That is glorious. Plus, we get shotguns. Welcome, Ezar. Ezar. Either way, he's a Nurgle corrupted boy. Drazowith probably just decided, oh, the least useful engineer, you can join up with Tamurkhan. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves some blunderbusses. We didn't quite have enough dominance for some Rot Knights, but if we chose to save, we absolutely could have. We can now go for his Chieftain ability, which has a 2-turn cooldown of enabling attrition for armies in Kaizak's current province. Not a bad one if we're looking to force a settlement to attrition more, or if there's reinforcements just outside of the range. Welcome on in, Ezar Doombolt. With ambitions forged in the raging industrial furnaces of the Darklands, Ezar Doombolt is as determined, as cruel as any Chaos Dwarf, willing to do anything to improve his standing amongst his peers. Driven by an unending greed, he forges a path built upon the backs of the withered slaves and bloodied corpses. Though selfishness and disloyalty mark him as an most unreliable follower, he is not without reason. Promises of war spoils and captives he can send back to Zarnagrun to increase his own prestige are more than enough to secure his assistance, only temporarily. And if he causes really any issues, we can just infect him with an awful plague that makes him melt. So now we've got the Eternal Instincts. Okay, so his trait is the thing that is going to increase in potency as you increase his fealty. That is really good. Welcome at level 7 Ezar. One of your chieftains has advanced to a higher level of fealty. I think his fealty is at base now, but we'll join on up with Tamurkhan and take a look at your skill tree. He looks glorious in Nurgle Green, doesn't he? Missing an eye. Looks like it's almost been corrupted. This may be part of the Grey Fever taking effect. He thinks he's his own lad, but he's absolutely not. Chromatic Tome would be great if we had any spellcasters, but we still are lacking any of those. We've got Prestige of Zanagrund for his unique traits. Extra relations with Chaos Dwarves. Popple the Edifices, extra bonus versus large ammo for Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses, Fireglaze, and Dreadquakes. Alright then. Loot is labor, close battle loot and raiding. Then munitions train, more ammo and range. Oh, he's got a... Actually, this is what all of the dwarf castellans have. We can make him a sniper or a shotgun lad. I tend to like to make them snipers. They're very good at dealing with enemy lords or large targets from range, or even artillery because of how small they are. Just don't tell him. Let's go Hellforged Bolts. Because what do we have to wait? Rank 10 to get the Prestige of Zardagrund, so we'll go Hellforged Bolts. Dig in Upgraded gives us more range and charge defense and things, which is always lovely. Get the Cinder Blast Shell, which is kind of like a shotgun fire from a distance there. More like an explosive slug. We'll grab all these down to Molten Cores, enable those Sundering attacks. And then we'll get his boosting of the income, and we'll start moving down his proper combat line. Good stuff. Welcome, Doombolt. Now we just have to deal with Akarak here, holding the Challenge Stone. Didn't get any more infections from that faction, which is not good. All of our stuff is going to need to come through our Chieftain units for now. Welcome on in, blunderbusses. So glorious. 85 armor, a silver shield, and a ton of missile strength. These guys, a single unit can hold a choke point by themselves in one of your settlement battles. We'll have Tamurkhan keep building up his Winds of Magic to recharge up our melee defense. We've got so much gold. Can we spread the love around a little bit?
Very well.
I'd like to see if we can get... You're gonna want 9,000. That's ridiculous. That's not happening. What if I give you a gift? I'm curious to see if we've changed it so that the gifts actually work for Chaos factions, because maybe Tamurkhan offering up some favor to... Let's see. It's only 900. No, absolutely not. They're not here for gifts. Oh, I'm wrong. They must have changed that, because I know from before, if you try to give gifts as Norska to Sigvald, he basically just laughs at you. Thanks for the gold, I'm going to use it to beat you down. Alright, a few more levels for even any ROR units. Onward to the Challenge Stone. Grow your forces, recruit 30 new units. At least in one turn we'll be able to have some more infantry lads, which is good to see. Alright, Tamurkhan.
You tempt my wrath.
We probably can't handle the Challenge Stone directly. Chaos Lords of Khorne are very good at fighting. I like that you're being clever with your recruitment choices, too. Chaos Lord of Khorne has fire attacks and bonus for his infantry, which can make him very good against most of our Nurgly boys.
Maggot Lord.
Not good enough, though, so Iglixis, you come on out and act like you are in peril. So start... I'd love to start raiding, but I don't think it's a good idea, because I'd love for Tamurkhan to actually be able to... Let's see if we can do it. You raid here. Tamurkhan, you switch into ambush. Come right next to, and hopefully his little red circle catches anyone trying to attack. Go right behind if you can there, buddy. Is this as close as we can get? Oh, and you can see their... This is a glorious system here. Looting settlements, defeating Skaven, greenskins, and dwarves. As we move through the Challenge Stone here, we have plenty of dwarves. Dwarves and greenskins, starting with the greenskins. Yeah, we're not going to turn around and deal with the Ever-Chosen at all. You can have the Bleeding Spire and everything up to the north.
I am told you want to talk.
Not able to make any kind of agreements with the Ghoul, though, because they're vassals. That makes sense. I am tempted to siphon some gold from these guys. Not enough to really make it worth it. Making friends with the Dawi Czar, also a pretty good idea. Who are you fighting? No one yet? Alright, well, as soon as they do have an enemy, we'll jump in. Dogpile from there. Alright, that's all for this turn. Get a ton of gold, nothing to do with it. Always makes me sad. Moo-ha-ha, but our ambush works out. We'll go ahead and take the Scarecrow banner and shove it onto Tamurkhan. He's got a Scarecrow riding on his back now. I like the mental image. Alright, what do you really have that can fight us? Nothing really at all. I am going to fight this battle, though. We can try to minimize any casualties and then charge straight into the Challenge Stone. Let's get him. Alright, I'll have to put my coffee down for a moment. Delicious cup of Death Wish here for the, I guess the unfreedom fuel we need to defeat our enemies. Reef Kaisak is loud. He is a shouty, crinkly boy. He's like a bag of chips that's been left out in the swamp for a little bit too long. But some of them are still weirdly crinkly. And that's Kaisak. I can't even. I'm trying to imitate your voice, gonna hurt me. So the enemies we do need to throw down with are still pretty chunky. So let's go ahead and make sure our Nurglings and our Plague Bearers are taking the brunt. And then our heavily armored lads can kind of crash in from behind and mess them up. Pestigors, I think I want them coming around from this other side. We'll have a circling. Brought Knights working on the trolls with our lovely toads being the tanks for them. Chariots, you don't have a lot you can really do this battle, so we'll stitch you on this side. Stitch you on this side. Blunderbusses. Yes, indeed, the Chaos Dwarves. He is on a horse himself, so we have to move very quickly. But we can have our blunderbusses absolutely annihilate this lord. Let's take a look at them with the Tamurkhan colors. Tamurkhan's is much more dark green and black, which is honestly the best Nurgle color scheme by far. I think these guys are going to be the MVPs going forward for most of our battles. If not just in sheer kills, damage. Alright, so let's get all our similarities and our Doombolt in with his boys. Can't believe we almost forgot you as well. Looking much more green than his compatriots. I bet we've got some lore on how he lost his eye. It could just be something goofy like an accident on the forge, but I bet there's proper lore as to what happened there. Come up and move. Since our warriors don't actually move very quickly themselves, we don't want them too far away. Alright. Glorious. We'll put you guys in guard mode and get this battle going. In fact, that's a waste. Fire on him. Go after the halberdiers. Let's go Cinder Blast Shell on these halberdier warriors. Isaac should be able to... Oh, we missed! Isaac, now look. We're gonna lose some blunderbusses. Luckily, they do have pretty good defense, but not... We definitely don't want him fighting with our guys here. As already you charge these warhounds. Beasts in here, the toads in. Brought knights with them. Gotta run away from that group, otherwise they're gonna get completely clobbered. We'll go ahead and heal our blunderbusses so they don't take any more damage. They're really focusing them. Drop in some pandemonium. Pandicidium. Yeah, stay here. It's just Nurglings. What are you scared of? I mean, that did some pretty serious damage. Actually refreshing to see the AI not playing it dumb and you actually moving in on our blunderbusses right away. Very good idea. Let's stop him from actually retreating away from there while we slowly eat through the enemy here. Yum yum, eat them up. Let's go ahead and blast these warhounds. Guys, it's actually not dueling flawlessly. Go ahead and blast these warhounds right in our face. Love the Cinder Blast shells. And as long as you have them on guard mode, the ones that are not up front fighting with their axes will continue to blast away with the shotguns. This guy screams in our ear. Thank you, my friend. We all needed that. Chariots got bullied, but that tends to happen. Chariots are my weakness. Cinder Blast these clowns, that way they're not coming on back. Isaac, you pull away so the shotguns don't affect you. And watch how quickly the lord's deleted. Blunderbusses. They are uber chads. Oh, his Cinder Blast shell is a little bit nurgly. That's really cool. it's normally much more, like you'd expect a ball of fire.
Son of Nurgle!
Well, even with our chariots getting absolutely eviscerated. Oh, maybe that's just his, he's got like a unique shot. His laser gun is more of a spread shot. Let's see it one more time. Everyone get out of here. You're stressing Egar out. Slow him down too. I just want to see what your animation looks like. Give him a volley. It is. It's a volley of plague. That is incredibly interesting. I was going to initially use him as a anti-hero, or anti-hero, anti-large. Now he's more for blowing up blobs. And he sunders their armor. A strong unit. This is the same effect as the new flame cannons for the normal dwarfs. This is awesome. So I'm going to have our Rot Knights run down the survivors here, and I will catch you all in a moment. And that's a champion of corn tossed on the pyre. Soul sacrificed to grandfather. Excellent. Nurgle supremacy maintained. Let's go ahead and snag more infections. Savage blow. Many conflicts are won and lost on the strength of the first vicious charge. Menacent flying from the battlefield often in pieces, even before the savagery of melee begins. A well-timed charge shatters enemy morale as well as bodies. Blood and sweat may coat the victors, but victory is always painted in the colors such as these. Those at the head of the charge seek even greater thrills, ever more bloodshed. As battles become bigger, the body count grows higher. Trickles of blood become ever-flowing rivers of red. Gives us extra charge bonus for all armies of all factions. So our initial clash is going to be much more brutal. Glixus gets a plague. Good for him. Now we've got the Great Icon of Despair. All enemies in rage minus 10 leadership. That is a glorious icon. Give this Tamurkhan immediately. Give. Big Papa demands. Alright, no real good ancillaries at the moment. We can try to combine up some of the ones we have, but I prefer not to. Orliker's Bubonic are now unlocked though, and now we've got Carcinogenic. Each new pustulant tumor is a blessed mark of the Father's love, and Kaizek has so many. With each wretch and heave summoned by the sight of such growths, Nurgle is shown deserved gratitude. Each wretch and heave is summoned by the sight of such growths. Oh, I see. So just being grossed out, Nurgle's all about it. We've got a new cult in the Shattered Stone Isle, which seems like this is the first place we seem to get extra cults, is over by Ugath every time. I will take it though. Shattered Stone Isle, we have options for the cults. These have been reworked also. So before, these used to cost infections for you to build in. All of these buildings was around 50 to 100 infections, and now it just costs you gold. So we've got the Plague Cult Shelter for 5 infections per turn, just base. We've got the Plague Cult Refuge, so when growth is more than 200 or with 5 plus population surplus, you get 10 infections and 100 income. Turns off if that ever goes below that. You've got the Plague Cult Hospice, where if any lord is present, you get 10 infections and 100 income. And then lastly, we have the Plague Cult Colony, which just drops a random plague on the settlement, which is pretty much best used when you are playing as Epidemius. Not here with Nurgle, though, so we're going to come on in, and since his growth is already so high, we'll just grab the Plague Cult Refuge. Well done, Kugath. Now that you're also benefiting from all of the DLC units, Kugath should be a absolute menace. He's going to try to get us to pop in a new plague. You wish. We need some troops really badly. So one turn before we can actually go for anything at the Gallows Tree. Perhaps it's the Dragon's Death then, so I'll take out the Fungi of Defilement. And we'll put in the Cycling Military Building, because over in Kadatha, I'd prefer to go for the Timber Cult. And start working towards the Unclean Cope so we can get the advanced military buildings. Indeed. Tamurkhan, you were up to level 10, which means we are now saving skills. We've got Relentless Pursuit for 10% more speed. Never mind, we're not saving at all. We are the fastest Nurgle boys alive. Galixis, let's go for even more corruption for you. Just keep going down to your blue line. You still managed to steal some gold. How lovely. So we'll come on into Body Slam Baronair here. Scoot on up. We'll have no units of summon. We could grab our Frolicker's Bubonic, which I am going to do right away. So are we able to summon more chieftains? We just need 7 dominants to get another chieftain in. Which is probably what we want to kind of save for. We could get more chariots, but we've already seen how good I am with these Chaos Chariots. It's not pretty. I guess we'll just keep saving our dominants. We're up to 2. Tamurkhan, time to gain some more. Forward unto slaughter. Alright, auto-resolve. Time to be kind. Let's give this to Tamurkhan. We'll have the Scarecrow banner on probably our blunderbusses. That tends to be where they're going to send their flyers or skirmishers up. We'll auto-resolve. Let's see if our chariots survive. They actually do and gain 4 kills. Well done, chariots. Render them down. What a properly horrifying mental image. Guess we will. Prepare to be rendered. Now we're up to 3 dominants. Let's say you now, Sameth. Set up right outside and just give him an angry stare. Galixis, you come on in behind, and your magic is all maxed out fine, so we'll just have you keep raiding. You're not gaining that much gold, but as long as you're close enough to Tamurkhan that he can help. There we go. That is perfectly fine then. Got a turn for that to dismantle. It wants us to put in some more plagues. You can't make me. We also have the ability to start enabling attrition for everyone in the province, which would be kind of funny. Oh, he's outside, is he? We could have probably reached him. He's outside. Do we really need to wait? I don't think so. That's a huge mistake. Because he has no one coming in for reinforcements, allows our Nurgle boys to go over and get set up. Doom upon you. Better training. Let's actually go for better training first. That way we get the benefits of the extra recruitment cost and recruitment cost reduction and rank now rather than later. Good to get that up and running. So for Ezar, let's go for increased boost income.
Dominance through decay.
I don't even know if we need to put you into March. No, we don't. Move up to reinforce.
Son of the sickly winds.
Tamurkhan versus Sameth. Sameth Magath. Or it won't be. You big coward. Alright, well now we can't do any replenishing, so they played us. We might as well get set up for a siege then. Just let us auto-resolve it. I'm not going to. We're going to go ahead and set up some Nurgly siege towers and a battering ram just in case. And we can get ready to throw some hands. Continue the siege. You come on behind Tamurkhan so Sameth doesn't try to sneak up on you. Cool. Pick ourselves a new technology. So fetid corpses allows us to move further. I really think Children of Nurgle here for expert charge defense for all of our demonic units is really the play. This will help out with all of our actual defense for our settlements as well. One more turn of the gallows tree. We are slow and steady here with Nurgle, which is a gameplay style I often struggle with, as you can see. We're already down here at the challenge stone.
Peer down my gullet and see me truly.
Gross. Lord Slaanesh admires you, body and soul. I doubt that highly. But we can show him what it's like. You want peace? Absolutely not. I'm sure Slaanesh wants to at least catalog the sensation of being devoured from the inside by a maggot. Win 8 or 10 battles with any hero. We're already up to 8. So that'll give us 750 favor, armor of silver and steel for whatever hero, and then 100 infections. I like that the Warriors of Chaos Lad sprinted up north. So he's going to stay there and recruit up a whole bunch of, probably, if he's lucky, High Chaos Corruption means he's probably going to get some good stuff. So let's move in with Tamurkhan here. Takes him a really long time to build up any siege towers, doesn't it? Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to move in now instead of building up any further siege towers. They've already taken a little bit of attrition. Well, I take it back. We need these towers. So we'll have you continue. And you fall back to the Dragon's Death. So I'm going to be very sad if there's an ambush just right here. There's no telling where that army went, but we saw them go into march and disappear this direction. So they're going after one of our settlements up here that's a little bit weaker. We will come in at the Dragon's Death. And while Plague Bearers are great, our boy here really only boosts up the mortals. So let's grab ourselves whichever gives us Bile Trolls. Bile Trolls sounds so interesting. Yeah, let's go for Bile Trolls. Demonic Egg Sacs, not normally what I would pick first. So we get 2 Poison Warhounds and a Fury when this is all done. Sure. We will utilize our helpers for other things. So before we go for the cult camp here, because there's not enough military buildings, let's go ahead and snag probably an additional infection building with Fungi of Defilement. Allow the Maggot Lord to keep sieging this settlement here. Pandemicium. It's not hard to say, just slow it down. Pandemicium. I'm betting you anything that we can just drop the Nurglings right on top of most of these defenders here and obliterate whole blobs. Let's check to see if there's any diplomacy we can get up to with... Oh yeah, we can offer to join your war with whoever you're fighting. I bet you he can beat you in a fight. You better watch out. We'll take whatever gold we can. No Tusk Sons. How about the Warhost Czar? It's the Kazakh Monger, and he still doesn't have any. Still doesn't have any enemies. So it stands to reason that we might be those enemies. We can just send a gift over to him as well. We'll play Diplomat a little bit more. This is the best you have to offer. I've got a little bit of a small gift. It's not to say anything about you or anything. Not at all. The general accepts. Likes being given gifts. Glorious. We've got a little bit of gold to pass on out. Some love that Tamurkhan has stolen from Kolek. Alright, rest in peace, Thunderguts. And it looks like that army is still nowhere to be seen. Which is not actually a good sign. We are halfway through our next mission, Research Technologies. Finished 8 of them, we're at 4. That'll give us a fair bit of favor, a Tarnished Orc, Helm of Discord, and some Infection. Well, since that army's nowhere to be seen, Tamurkhan, let's take the Snail Towers on in. Letting them attrition down to nothing is boring. Onward. Alright, if you haven't seen the Nurgle siege towers, these things are gloriously disgusting. I almost wish they had kind of a bile attack they would unleash before they hit the wall. But that might be a little bit too strong. It's just a sack of flesh and tentacles. It is a nightmare. He's also cuddly. Enjoys snacks. So we've just put them on wheels. So we got our Plague Bearers moving in and the towers. Actually, probably a really good idea. They've got lots of physical resistance, and the enemy Marauders are not gonna really have any way to counter that at all. Is this the best place to attack from? I think it's usually this side over here. There's more ways up. Nurgle corruption here in this town looks absolutely horrendous. Either way is going to be a rough way on in. Let's go here with our Snail Towers. They just want a hug. Got our Plague Ogres, which can actually attack sections of the walls. We'll have them hit probably over here then. Blunderbusses will send up behind, but I want them well back. They're such a high value target, the towers should probably start firing on them almost immediately, which would be bad. Isaac over here, we'll have you going with your Wrought Knights. Where are they hiding? There you are, my friends. Go over this way, you're fast enough to kind of keep some lads distracted over here, and then circle back around. ToD's in the very far back. Chariot. Honestly, we're just going to leave you over here. I'm going to give you to the Chaos Lord as soon as we've got better troops, but for now, you stay over there. Be useful by staying out of the way. Proper siege attackers. So Tamurkhan is also a... at least he should be able to break walls. We'll send him after this fort wall while our beast goes after the gatehouse. We aren't going to wait on them, though. We will definitely be sending our demons up and over the walls pretty much as fast as we can. Of course, you stay back here in the back. You're much quicker than our armored warriors. We'll just kind of stack up and get ready to go on in. One last fight, and Kolek is finished.
Son of Nurgle.
Alright, get our single entities in a group. Warriors. Blunderbuss is going to be an interesting one now, because since they are the only missile troops we have, we'll just put them in guard mode and leave them there. In fact, actually, we'll put them with the other Dawis are. That way I know where they both are at. Glorious. That'll begin. Tamurkhan, you spread onto this wall. Beast, come onto the gatehouse. We'll have the other ogres do the same. Help out Tamurkhan with that set of walls. You land here. Back to back there. We'll have the warriors walk on in. Actually did leave some units here to defend. Big fools. Isaac, you come on in to hit this set of gatehouse. Those Nurgle explosions bouncing off? Oh yeah, they are. They're throwing Nurglings at them. I mean, Nurglings are actually kind of scary. Stop that. Ooh, let's blast the walls apart on their way in. Enjoy the Nurgling swarm. It's free, of course. The gate opens up into Grandfather's Realm, and the Nurglings drop down. How much damage you get? Deleted these warriors, deleted about half of their health as well. That's pretty fantastic. Couldn't have asked for more. Go ahead and speed up. We'll have the Nurglings walk since they're so much faster. Pestigores, you get up this way as well. In fact, we may just send you in over here. Pablo Awaddle is what he said. Speak perfect Chaos Dwarf. Tentacles on the wall are going crazy.
Bringer of desolation.
Alright, the Plague Bears are up. Start throwing hands. We want the other warriors like following them up immediately. And the Nurgling can just kind of come on around to the side. Tamurkhan and company, let's go ahead and give these trolls what for. I'm actually going to leave you guys back for a moment. How long does it take you guys to get through that gate? No thanks, come on round. Tamurkhan, do your thing, give you some Nurgle's favored son. Shotguns. We're actually going to have you deploy on the walls there, because you're getting blasted a bits by those Nurglings, which is no fun. Up the walls if you can there. We're just going to send this whole group in as one big nasty blob. Pestigores, you stay back just for a moment, because they'll probably send in these marauders, and we can follow that up. Always give him the stomp. Ooh. That man was, he was very bloody, and now he is very broken. Poor soul. and march the toads. And now we'll have the pestigores romp those marauders. Plague bears aren't enjoying their time on the walls, but we have some assistance moving in now. They're working together, they should pretty easily be able to deal with that. Nurglings come on in, we'll have the toads switch their target for these trolls here. And Tamurkhan. Guess you go find your unit of trolls to bully. This is going gloriously. Take position, we'll have the ogres come on back and start smashing into these warriors here, so they're not getting overextended. Isaac, you're here. Let's go get him. Finally through the gates, send in the beast. The ogres are struggling a little bit here, so let's pull them on back if we can. Trying to let Tamurkhan defend for them for a moment. Ogres, fall back. Let our shotguns cook from up here for a moment. Realize they're not in a great spot. Let's come on down off the walls, let our Great Axe Warriors chase them if they choose to go after our Chaos Dwarfs. You just smash in there. Brought Knights do the same. In those shotguns. You can just drop a heal over here. There's nothing they're gonna do. Crinkly boy is gonna keep crinkling. Trolls aren't really able to do much against Tamurkhan. Shotgun boys, you need to move down the hill just a little bit here, down the road. Let them turn around and just kind of shoot up into the backs of these units. Fire on the Marauder Horsemen if you can. I don't know what Korea has to do with this. Fire! Or can you not? Just use your normal rifle then. Oh, it looks like these guys are losing their fight a little bit. Pull them back, have the other ones come in. Nurglings, you take their place. Up. Shotguns should have pretty easily dealt with that group, no problem. Now we'll have them turn around and go after these trolls. Toad's back in. We can't really have you go the other direction, otherwise you're going to get eviscerated by our own shotgun teams. Look how fast they deal with trolls. Love to see it. Nurglings, you fight up front. We'll see if everyone else can use their mass to push through. That worked out very well. Shotguns, your next target is the next group of trolls. And we'll have our beast just gotta go around. They've got walls surrounding the entire capture point. They do not want us capturing it at all. Things you go through, everything else, force these marauders. Isaac's debuff down here. Beast of Nurgle. Don't worry about chasing them, just come back up and through. We'll have the shotguns deal with their piercing tower here next. Tamurkhan, you come up and try to smash through this barricade. The enemy tends to despise that. They come after your units instead of doing the smart thing. Keep bombarding these horsemen. Unless you're not able to. Come on down off the walls. Looks like you're having some issues up there. Certain things surge through. Warriors, you guys come up into the next group of trolls there. Here, the shotguns will be able to deal with the tower pretty quickly. And they don't get much damage at all. Let's get behind here. Just let Tamurkhan do his thing.
Spreading decay.
Looks like we're gonna get the break, and that's that. Nurgle greater than undivided. Alright, we claim a pretty easy win, and we gain a new banner, a Banner of Hellfire. So a little bit of a Mortis engine as long as we're engaged in melee. Honestly, sounds glorious. Let's get rid of this Scarecrow banner. Alright, we've captured the Challenge Stone. Now what to do with it? I think we just sack. Gain a little bit more dominance. We'll let them rebuild it once, and we'll come back in for even more dominance. Tamurkhan, you... we get more replenishment probably from our own territory. And Glixis will have you march back to the Floating Mountain. This is when we get ambushed here. Who knows where that army went? They just disappeared off into the horizon. Bold and very interesting strategy. Go for the Toxic Spores. We've got so much gold right now, I think so. But this building will be removed eventually. I think both of them will. Dragon's Death is about to be finished on up. So we'll have Tamurkhan, since he can move a extremely long ways. We're coming back to Dragon's Death for maximum replenishment. And then we'll come back, hit the Challenge Stone one more time next turn to get a little bit more dominance. And that should allow them to build things up a little bit more. Alright, you're up to rank 11, so let's keep saving now.
Desolation for all!
Wasted by Nurgle, less attrition, suffered from all attrition. And the Befouled Charge. Acceleration, speed, and charge bonus for himself and everyone who's an ally within 55 meters. That is insane.
In trouble!
Let's go. Let's give you your stabilized biopod, or maybe we can save. We'll see his rank 10 here. We get Prestige of Zarnagrun and immediately grab top all the edifices. Bonus versus large ammo for all of his blunderbusses sounds ridiculous, so I am here for that. Alright, he is closing in on committed. We just need to keep throwing hands with warriors, Khorne, Slaanesh, Zinster, Norska, and then just creating plagues. So it's not just spreading them, it is actually creating them itself. Haven't looted any settlements just yet. Oh, that's the loot and occupy option that we need to take. That we can do while moving through the Mountains of Morn a little bit more. But I think we want to grab these Rot Knights. At least I want to. Rot Knights. Rot Knights for Tamurkhan as the jets blast overhead. I am going to go ahead and grab these guys on in. You can't hear them, great. I'm going to leave this in this entire time here just for any of the, I have had several comments like, oh, there's no sounds. I know what you're always talking about. Promise you there are. Alright, I think that's all that we are going to get up to for this episode, though. We've got a ton of gold. We just need to start leaving some more land and letting our growth actually start ticking in. Let's end the turn and see how things play out. That will be this episode.
Crush you in a moment.
Crush you in a moment, full of teeth. We gotta work together, then. Or Din. No. No, you're about to get crumped. It'd be glorious. I don't need any gold myself, so develop a cyclical building through its full life cycle. Gives us a full, chunky bit of favor, fused armor, and 200 extra infections. Exquisite Plan is gone. And Blisters Burst, Sores Weep, Lesions Bleed, Spores Choke, Flies Bite, Let the Fester pour forth. Extra recruit rank for units and more speed. Got a lot of 10% extra speed layered on up here now. Capture many provinces that we can do, so these guys are up to 36 speed. They're actually very fast for Chaos Warriors. 35 on our Plague Bearers. Not bad at all. Kolek is back, though. We'll leave you all here for one final battle with Kolek, even if it's just going to be an auto-resolve. We will waddle on over. We'll go for Banner of Hellfire on, I would say, Isaac, giving you ogres there the extra damage. Auto-resolve. Full upon their ranks. And then we will loot and occupy. To make our Dawizar happy. Heralds of the Tempest are gone. And we'll start vassalizing maybe some of these other factions as we move on through. vassals aren't really what we're looking for. You fall to Tamurkhan. You rise again as a nasty plague monster. That's 10 battles won. We're up to rank 12, so we can show some of these off as well. So let's get a reputed Son of Kurgan, so less recruitment costs for all non-demonic units, and 20% more casualty replenishment rate for those non-demonic units as well. Got the Ferocious Maggot for heroic killing blow. Worm's Resilience for regeneration. Puppet Tyrant, more melee defense and attack for Plague Ogres as well as causes terror. That sounds glorious. And then we've got the Lumbering Horror, which will buff up our Toad Dragons. We do not have any Toad Dragons yet, so let's go for some regeneration. Isaac, I'm going to grab a better training. He's absolutely saying, let's go. Grab Prestige as Arnegrund, and let's go loot his labor since we only have the one unit of blunderbusses for now. Trying to make a little bit more gold.
Warlord and Conqueror.
Plague Flail on Big Tamurkhan. Gold Sigil Sword over here on Glixus. And that is going to be all the time I've got for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by part 2 of our Tamurkhan the Maggot Lord campaign. If you all enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like for the Light God and a sub for the Subthrone. See you all in the next one.